Aaron Dillon here, Managing Director of AG Dillon & Co. AG Dillon is closing 6 pre-IPO stock funds in September 2025. Anduril, XAI, Grok, Lambda Labs, Together AI, and a space economy company. Use these single stock funds to build bespoke pre-IPO stock portfolios. You select the pre-IPO stock company exposures and weight allocations to each pre-IPO stock to express your unique investment thesis. Available for purchase at Charles Schwab, Fidelity, and directly at AG Dillon Funds. $2,500 minimum investment. Financial advisors only. Email aaron.dillon@agdillon.com to invest. Again, that's aaron.dillon@agdillon.com to invest. All right, now the pre-IPO stock update for June 2025. OpenAI, the AI large language model company, secured a $200 million one-year contract with the U.S. Defense Department to develop prototype frontier AI for national security, marking its first official DoD contract. The deal is part of new OpenAI for Government initiative, which includes ChatGPT Gov and offers customized model and support for federal agencies. OpenAI generating $10 billion plus in annualized revenue, recently raised $40 billion at a $300 billion valuation. The contract follows OpenAI's partnership with Anduril, an AI-focused defense technology company, to drive additional U.S. military contracts. This move follows broader government adoption of AI tools, including the Defense Information Security Systems approval of Microsoft's Azure's OpenAI services for classified use. OpenAI has a $314 billion secondary market valuation. It's up 4.7% versus its February 2025 round. Negotiations between Microsoft and OpenAI over restructuring OpenAI's for-profit unit have dragged into their 8th month, with tensions mounting over equity, IP rights, and revenue sharing. OpenAI wants Microsoft to take a 33% stake in the new structure in exchange for forfeiting future profit rights currently capped at $120 billion, and is seeking to exit its exclusive cloud hosting deal. OpenAI has projected $174 billion in revenue by 2030, which could entitle Microsoft to $35 billion under the current 20% revenue sharing agreement. The dispute also involves OpenAI's planned $3 billion acquisition of Windsurf, seen as a threat to Microsoft's GitHub Copilot, and concerns over defining AGI, which would determine when Microsoft relinquishes its IP rights. Microsoft has invested $13 billion plus in OpenAI and holds rights to use its IP through 2030. OpenAI must complete the restructuring by December 31st, 2025, or risk losing a $20 billion in financing it's raised in its most recent $40 billion capital raise. XAI, an AI large language model company, is seeking $4.3 billion in new equity and $5 billion in debt financing. That's $9.3 billion total to sustain operations amid extreme cash burn. Since its 2023 founding, XAI has raised $14 billion in equity. As of March 31, $4 billion remain. The firm expects to spend over $6.5 billion in just the next 3 months and projects a $13 billion burn rate for 2025. Valuation surged from $51 billion at the end of 2024 to $80 billion in Q1 2025, despite projected 2025 revenue of just $500 million compared to OpenAI's $12.7 billion. Revenue is forecast to exceed $2 billion in 2026, with profitability targeted for 2027. A $650 million rebate is also expected from a manufacturer. XAI has a $121 billion secondary market valuation that includes both X and XAI post-merger. That's up 7.1% versus the March 2025 merger. Anysphere, maker of the AI code editor Cursor, has reportedly been offered a deal that would double its valuation to $18 to $20 billion just weeks after raising $900 million at a $9.9 billion valuation and a round led by Thrive Capital. Cursor has surpassed $500 million in annualized recurring revenue, up $200 million since April, and now serves over 1 million daily users, including more than half of the Fortune 500, with clients like NVIDIA, Uber, Adobe, OpenAI, Spotify, MLB, and Instacart. The company launched a $200 a month Ultra plan, offering 20x more usage than the $20 a month Pro plan, aiming to capture high spending users. Since its 2023 launch, Anysphere has become one of the fastest startups to hit 100 million ARR, but faces rising pressure from GitHub Copilot, Amazon Code Whisperer, and Windsurf, which is in a $3 billion deal with OpenAI. Anysphere is now investing in its own Tab AI model while maintaining multi-year partnerships with providers like OpenAI, Anthropic, and DeepMind. Anysphere has a $11.4 billion secondary market valuation. It's up 10% versus its March 2025 round. The U.S. Senate passed the Genius Act in a 68-30 vote, establishing the first federal framework for dollar-pegged stablecoins and enabling private digital dollar issuance. The crypto industry invested $250 million into the 2024 election cycle, helping usher in the most pro-crypto Congress to date. The bill requires full reserve backing, monthly audits, and AML compliance, and projects the U.S. stablecoin market could grow to $2 trillion, according to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. An estimated $28 trillion in stablecoin transactions occurred in 2023, outpacing MasterCard and Visa combined. The bill heads to the House, where reconciliation with the Stable Act, which was already passed by the House and differs on regulatory oversight, is expected to take time. We believe a Stablecoin Act will pass Congress and be signed into law by President Trump. A blessing of the stablecoins by the U.S. government will unlock massive potential for fintech companies. Investment opportunities will abound. So keep an eye out for that. X, the social media company formerly Twitter, announced that users will soon be able to make investments and trades directly on the platform, part of Elon Musk's broader plan to turn X into an everything app. X plans to launch X Money. It's a peer-to-peer payments and digital wallet service with Visa as its first partner, starting in the U.S. and expanding globally. The company is also exploring an X credit or debit card expected later this year. Since Musk's $44 billion acquisition of the platform, X's revenue fell from $4.1 billion in 2022 to $1.9 billion in 2023, with a $2.3 billion projected for 2024. Yaccarino, the CEO, claims 96% of pre-acquisition advertisers have returned, though advertisers' concerns remain. In March, Musk XAI acquired X for $45 billion and merged the company, allowing employees to sell $300 million in shares at a $113 billion valuation. X aims to become a full-fledged financial ecosystem despite regulatory hurdles and ongoing industry tension. XAI Holding Corp, which is X plus XAI, now has a $121 billion secondary market valuation. It's up 7.1% versus the March 2025 merger. Scale AI, the AI data labeling company, is facing a major shakeup as OpenAI ends its partnership and Google reportedly considers doing the same, following Meta's multi-billion-dollar investment in the company and the addition of CEO Alexander Wang. OpenAI confirmed it was ready. OpenAI confirmed it was already winding down its relationship with Scale ahead of Meta's announcement, signing a shift towards more specialized data providers. The move has raised doubts about the future of Scale AI's core data labeling business as top clients seek neutral alternatives amid concerns over favoritism. In response, Scale AI is pivoting, with interim CEO Jason Droge announcing a strategic focus on building custom AI applications for governments and enterprises. Despite public assurances that confidential customer data won't be shared with Meta, industry momentum suggests that Scale AI may be forced to reinvest its business model to retain relevance. Scale AI has a $29 billion secondary market valuation, matching this month's Meta investment valuation. Revolut, the online banking company, is preparing to launch its AI financial assistant, a key goal for 2025 as it continues rapid global expansion. The fintech has surpassed HSBC in user count last year, reaching 52.5 million customers. It's a lot, driving a 72% revenue increase to $4 billion and turning a profit. Revolut plans to employ 200 UK banking staff by the year end and has 10 banking license applications in progress worldwide. In France, it's investing €1 billion, setting up its Western European headquarters in Paris and hiring at least 200 employees over 3 years. Revolut has a $42.9 billion secondary market valuation That's down 4.7% versus August 2024 round. Save Superintelligence, the AI large language model business co-founded by former OpenAI chief scientist Ilya Sutskever and entrepreneur Daniel Gross, is at the center of Meta's aggressive AI talent search. Meta previously attempted to acquire Safe Superintelligence outright for $32 billion, but was turned down. In response, Meta struck a $14.3 billion deal with Scale AI, acquiring 49% of the company and bringing on CEO Alexander Wang. Now Meta is set to hire Gross and venture capital partner Nat Friedman, with both men expected to join Meta's AI division and work under Wang. Gross will exit Safe Superintelligence while Meta negotiates to acquire a substantial portion of NFDG, the venture firm he co-runs, which holds multi-billion-dollar stakes in companies like Coinbase, Figma, CoreWeave, Perplexity, and Character AI. This comes as OpenAI claims Meta has offered $100 million signing bonuses to lure away top AI developer talent. Okay, that's it for me this week. Thanks, and see you guys next week.